Hello everyone, welcome back. So I hope you enjoyed my first ever reading vlog on Friday. I know the editing probably sucked on that, but for being honest, I'm really terrible with editing as it is, so that's probably going to be that way until I manage to figure out how the editing software works. So that being said, I will be getting the review for Coyote out later this week, either Wednesday or Friday. And let's move on with today's review. So today's review is actually going to be a Christian romance, and it is a clean romance. And I did specifically go out of my way to do that because I do have friends and family members who are more conservative Christian and don't necessarily feel as comfortable reading some of the other stories that I have reviewed. So I am going to go out of my way to make sure I try and get at least one or two of these done a month, just so I can have a wider range of stories to recommend to folks, particularly those who have specific requirements. So that being said, let's move on with it. Today's review is The Cowboy's Christmas Blessing by Jill Kammerer. So this is from a company called Love Inspired Inspirational Romance, and it's actually a subsidiary of Harlequin. I found this at Walmart. I don't think I've seen it anywhere else, but I'm going to make sure I go out of my way and keep an eye open for it so I can let you know if there's any other places that I've seen it from. So again, this is a Christian clean romance. It's about a single mother, Nicole Taylor. She has triplets, 2 boys and a girl. Her husband became sick when she was pregnant, and he actually died before she had the babies. So the story starts off when the babies, I believe, are not quite a year old yet. And she's been living with her mother and sister in her hometown in Wyoming. Her mother has decided she is going to move to Florida with her boyfriend, and her sister is running off to go somewhere. And she has no place to go because they've all been living in an apartment together, and her mother basically is ending the lease on the apartment. Well, there is a man named Judd Wilson who is a rancher who happens to have an extra house on his property that he has renovated, and he will rent out to people. So she asked him if there was any way to rent his cabin, and knowing that she is a widowed mother of 3 babies, he basically tells her, move in, you're not paying rent, you know, just stay here until you can get on your feet, basically. And Nicole is not comfortable accepting an entire house to live in for free, but she has no way of making money. She's living off of her husband's life insurance policy. So she offers the only thing she can offer, which is to cook him dinner every night. And so every evening he comes over and they have dinner together and they become friends and they develop feelings for each other. He develops a relationship with her babies. She decides to help him with a gift for his Aunt Gretchen, who is like a mother to him. And what she's helping him with is making a gingerbread house of her childhood home. She adored her childhood home. She has a portrait of it in her living room. So being that Nicole had worked as a baker, she knows what she's doing. And so every night he comes over and basically watches the babies while she does the cooking. And the relationship grows and develops from there. Because there's no intimate scenes, there really aren't any action scenes, the majority of the book is character development. You get some really cute scenes of him interacting with the babies, him and her interacting with the babies almost like a family, but the bulk of the book is character development, which is really nice. One of my pet peeves in the past with some stories has been a lack of character development. It does seem to be that at least with this book, this is the first one from this subsidiary of Harlequin that I've tried. So we're definitely going to try some more and see if it's true for all of them. But this one seems to have plenty of character development. It's not all just fluff. So Nicole has to deal with the fact that she kind of has issues with her mom. Like, her mom is a wonderful woman who loves her and she loves her mom, but her mother has always had this history of attaching herself to a man, and basically to be happy she has to be with a man. And that kind of left an impression on Nicole, and she's very conscientious of the fact that she married her husband right out of high school. There were extenuating circumstances as to why they were willing to get married so young, but they did. And now her husband is past not even a full year, and she's developing feelings for another man. She's very conscientious. She thinks she's starting to turn into her mom. She has to deal with feelings of guilt that she's developing feelings for another man so soon after her husband has passed. And she also has to really develop, or she really has to come to terms with the fact that her marriage wasn't as perfect as everyone liked to think it was. She had worked while her husband had gone to college, and he got a fancy job and kind of started pressuring her to go back to go to college while she was happy where she was working in a bakery. And she kind of got the impression that he didn't see her as good enough for him anymore. And so they decided to have a baby to kind of fix the marriage, and then it turned out to be triplets, and then he got sick, and then all of that happened. So there's a lot for Nicole to work through. And then, just like with any Christian romance or any Christian who has a very pressing matter to think on, they pray on it, and you can take from it however you want. I know faith is a funny thing for a lot of people. Some people are very devout, some people are not believers, but if you just look at it from the perspective of prayer taking the time to focus on a problem, it still meets the same requirements that you have for just thinking about it and focusing on it. So I think that's something most of us can relate to. Judd has his own emotional things he has to work through. He has to work through the fact that his parents, while he recognizes the fact that his parents love him, he was never really a priority in his parents' life. He grew up watching the Hallmark movies and always wanting that family Hallmark moment, but his parents, he almost never had dinner with his parents. They were always going out to events, and he was left with nannies. He had moved to Wyoming to learn to ranch from his uncle, his father's brother, I believe. And there's a scene where he calls his mother and to see if there's a way for him to come visit them in the new year. And he's basically told, oh, well, we're not home. We bought a vacation home on St. Thomas, so we're not there. He's like, when did you decide to do this? She's like, oh, we told you. So he's very much an afterthought in his parents' mind, so to speak. So it was his uncle and his Aunt Gretchen who were really more like parental figures to him. So he has this feeling of being not good enough. He has this feeling of not being important and wondering if he would ever be enough for somebody. And then he also has to deal with his feelings of guilt, of having feelings for a widow whose husband has not been passed for a year or more. And then wondering, is it right for me to have paternal feelings towards the 3 babies? And then he's worried about their age difference because apparently he's in his 30s and she's 25. So there's a lot of emotional turmoil for both of them. So you do get some really cute, like I said, you get some really cute scenes in the book. But for the most part, it's kind of a small book. Like if you were to compare it to another one. But without all of the intimate scenes, without all the action scenes, the space in the book is well used and used to create some very good character development, so you feel for the characters. I don't really anticipate any of my viewers who have enjoyed the other books that I preferred to really go out of their way to get any of these stories from this company. However, I enjoyed it. I thought it was cute. It just kind of seemed like something you'd see on a Hallmark movie at Christmas time. I didn't think the faith aspect was overdone. I didn't think the aspect of her being a widow was overdone. I didn't think it was really well balanced. It just didn't happen to have the foul language, the intimate scenes, and the violence that you see in some of the other books that I review. So it's a cute, quirky, well, not so much quirky, but it's like a cute little Hallmark movie in a book, essentially. So I'd give this one probably like a 3.5 out of 5 stars. I thought it was very cute. I do tend to enjoy books that have a little bit more hard edge to it, but I definitely enjoyed it, and I'll probably reread it before Christmas. So I hope you enjoyed the review. If you decide to give this book or any of the books from this company a try, please let me know in the comments down below. If you have any other holiday books you would like me to review before holidays are over, please let me know in the next week or so I can see if I can find them. Or if you just have any other series or books you would like me to review, please let me know. I look forward to seeing you all in the next review. You have a great day. Take care. Bye-bye.